Whether you like him or not, and whether you support the Montreal Canes or not, I think we can basically say this: Pete Mahvolich not in the Hockey Hall of Fame is a total and utter disgrace. This guy was big with Team Canada, big in Canada Cup, big with the Montreal Canadiens, a number 2 draft pick overall in 1963, and as a 6'1", 190-pound center, he basically perfected a game that was started by his brother, the Big M. Now, the younger brother of Hockey Hall of Famer Frank Mahvolich was nearly 9 years older than Pete, and already played 6 full seasons with the Maple Leafs at the time Mahvolich was drafted. Frank has also already won the NHL's Calder Trophy and played in 4 All-Star games. Now, the legend of Pete Mahvolich has kind of expanded over the years because of his the Ken Dryden's book, The Game, where Ken Dryden kind of described the Pete Mahvolich we all know. But there were some peccadillos behind the scenes. He was feuding with some of the Montreal players, eventually led him to being traded. And there was talk about the fact not everybody in management loved him. Now, Peter Joseph Mahvolich, born Timmins, Ontario, 78 years ago, come October 10th. He played the NHL with several clubs, including the Canadiens, where he skated with his brother and was a member of 4 title teams there. Now, he played as a first baseman on his high school baseball squad, beating out Gord Kirky for the position. Like his brother Frank, Peter attended St. Michael's College School in Toronto, where he played in their Junior B hockey team. And this, of course, he was drafted ahead of Gary Monahan. Now, in a very interesting way, he found his way to the Montreal Canadiens in his full career. 773 total points, 288 goals, but a big 72 points in 8 Stanley Cup playoff appearances. Now, the big trade, of course, when he was sent to Detroit with Bart Crossley to Montreal in exchange for Gary Monahan and Doug Piper. Now, found his way out of Montreal in 1977 when he was traded by the Habs with Peter Lee to Pittsburgh in exchange for Pierre LaRouche and future considerations, which became NHL draft rights to Peter Marsh. Now, ironically, he was traded for another former Hab, August 3rd, 1979, when he was traded by Pittsburgh to Detroit in exchange for Nick Levitt. Now, he was released by Detroit in 1982, which eventually led to his retired. Now, a great playmaker. First debuted on December 28, 1965 against Boston and played up until early January 1981. Of course, his last contest was against Montreal. Now, won a Stanley Cup in 71, 73, 76, and 77, and best known for his big number 20 with Montreal and Pittsburgh. Now, he set the current Montreal record for assists in the season in 82 and 75, finishing 3rd in the league. He represented Montreal in the 71 and 76 NHL All-Star games. He won the inaugural Canada Cup with Team Canada in 76. Finished with 117 points for Montreal in 75 and 105 in 76. Of course, the big line with Shutt and Lafleur. He led Montreal in assists in 75 and 76. Led Montreal in penalty minutes in 71, by the way, and in 71, 72, and 74. He led Montreal in playoff assists with 10 in 75, and also playoff penalty minutes in 71 and 73. He won the AHL Calder Cup with Pittsburgh in 67 and Adirondack in 81. He led the AHL in playoff assists with 18 for Adirondack in 81. Now, a very interesting post-career. He was the IHL head coach for Toledo for the 85-86 season. During this time, he kind of retired in December 85 at age 39 and played 23 games from December to February while his team was shorthanded due to injuries. He eventually stopped playing because of a knee injury. He was named the Colorado-Denver IHL head coach in August 87 and held that position for almost 2 years. He was named Fort Worth CHL head coach in July 92 and remained there for the whole campaign. He was named Cape Breton head coach in 94 and stayed there for the season. Now, he was a Colorado-Denver GM in August 87 and remained there for the 2 seasons. Now, known for his scouting measure, he's been a pro scout now for almost 40 years. He named New York Rangers pro scout in December 86 and held position until August 87. He was also renamed the Rangers pro scout in February 89 and remained there for the remainder of the campaign. He He was named Edmonton's Pro Scout on May 25th, 1995, and stayed there for 2 campaigns. He was named the Tampa Bay Pro Scout for the 97-98 season. He was named Director of Tampa Bay's Pro Scouting on October 20th, 98, and stayed there for the position. He was named Atlanta Pro Scout for the inaugural season and remained there for the next 10 campaigns. Then he was named the Florida Pro Scout prior to the 2011 season and currently holds that position as a very respected player. Now, again, he played with numerous teams in the NHL, including the Red Wings twice, the Canadiens Penguins. He played with the Hamilton Red Wings, the AHL's Pittsburgh Hornets, Montreal Voyageurs, Adirondack Red Wings, and the Central League Hockey League's Fort Worth Wings, and of course the Toledo Gold Diggers. Now, Mahvolich's big play he was part of a deep forward core in '75 with 117 points, where he had Lafleur, Lemaire, Conway, Shutt, and Gainey. Again, he hit. Now, he was also immensely popular as a Pittsburgh Penguin, as cheers of Pete were common when Mahvolich made his end-to-end dashes up the ice. He was characterized as an easygoing, joyful, and party-goer. Again, Dryden's book The Game, and also played a big factor in Summit's 72 victory over the Russians. Now, his biggest goal, I think, of his career was a memorable shorthanded goal in Toronto in Game 2, where he went end-to-end to score. And again, part of the Canada Cup in 76. Now, the 3 season with the OHA Red Wings were 20, and 14 goals. First 20-goal season in the NHL only came with Montreal. He was scoring on a low pace with Detroit, and again was in Fort Worth and Pittsburgh for a couple of seasons. Now, the big campaign, never scored more than 36 goals in a season, but again, the big playmaker on the Shutt-Lafleur line. Now, the Canada Cup, 5 points in 76. Summit Series, 2 points in 72. Now, the broadcasting career as well. He was named New Jersey TV color commentator prior to the 85 season and remained there for the campaign. He was also named Montreal's TV color commentator prior to the 94 season and remained there for that campaign. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 97 and underwent surgery, but the cancer returned in 2000 and later went on remission again. Now, interesting this as well. He was selected by the Minnesota Fighting Saints in the 72 WHA draft, the first ever in February 72. Now, he had a goal and 3 assists in the 76 NHL All-Star Game, setting up goals by Richard Martin, Brad Park, and Guy Lafleur. He was also in the 78 NHL Showdown Series skills competition, aired on Hockey Night in Canada. Now, he did grow 4 inches after being drafted by the Red Wings 63 and played most of his career at 6'5", 210. He was Montreal's alternate captain for the 77 season and Pittsburgh's alternate captain for the entire 79 campaign. Now, played his first 2 NHL seasons as left wing and won the Stanley Cup with Montreal in his first NHL playoff run in 71. Now, he scored a hat-trick in his debut with Pittsburgh on November 30th, 77 versus Detroit, leading the Pens to a 6-4 win over the Red Wings. Now, he continued to maintain his permanent residence in the Glens Falls, New York area following his retirement as a player. Now, of course, he centered a big line of Shutt and Lafleur. Now, he played with his brother, the Big M, after he came over to trade in 71. He played there 4 seasons before Mahvolich jumped to the WHA. Now, an avid golfer and backgammon player, he ranked 53rd on the 99 Hockey News list of most colorful people in hockey. Of course, Mayor Tremblay never got a vote. But check out Ken Dryden's The Game to see these machinations. Him and Shutt and Pointu and Lemaire were the key straws that stirred the drink. It's quite interesting. But Peter Mahvolich, I still see him on his end-to-end rushes. Sometimes he scores and sometimes he don't score. But like I said, I think one of the most memorable moments for me was in the 75 New Year's Eve game against the Russians, where he literally apologized that Canada couldn't beat the Russians. And that's a very interesting moment in hockey history. I've never known anybody to apologize for keeping the world champions at bay to a 3-3 tie. But Peter Mahvolich, again, not in the Hockey Hall of Fame. What the hell are these people thinking? I mean, for most of the 1970s, he was a top center. I think basically what it is, ladies and gentlemen, just like Andy Moog and a few other Edmonton Oilers, he's been pretty well forgotten. because Lafleur success and Shutt success, Mahvolich was the digger, the grinder, right? And you look at the 76 win against the Flyers in Game 4, he set up the winning goal and he scored the insurance goal. That sums it up. Peter Mahvolich, if I'm going to start a team, I want 3 Peter Mahvoliches because I need my 30-goal scorers. And again, a natural talent. Took him a while to get going, and like when he started playing with his brother, he finally found his game. In 72, we couldn't have bet the Russians without Peter because he came off the ice with less than a minute left when Henderson told him to get off. If he wouldn't have came off, we wouldn't have bet the Russians. So he's got a big part of hockey history. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our Montreal Canes Vintage podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.